Well, hello everyone. In today's video, I'm going to just be giving you a rundown of how Comic-Con went. Some of you have wanted to see like footage of it and more content regarding it, so I was gonna make a video anyway, so I figured let's do this. If you don't know, this year I went to Fix Foxy and I'd spent like about 6 months making the costume. The ears were animatronic, the eye patch was animatronic, eyelids, eyebrows, and the jaw was manually movable. So this was my first time really having a successful combination of electronics, and it really was an amazing experience. Like I'd always wanted to have animatronics in one of my costumes at a Comic-Con, but just like in the previous one I made, it was Spring Bonnie, and it only contained like spring locks. It wasn't meant to be an animatronic suit. So yeah, and like all the previous ones, those, you know, they just weren't animatronic. So this was my first time, and despite my doubts, nothing broke. Everything ran really smoothly. There's only like one time when the eye patch was really janky, but honestly, it wasn't even that noticeable. Like, it was very slight. I don't know, I was so proud, I was so happy, and it was a great way to celebrate, at least for me, being a fan of FNAF for 10 years now. I still can't believe it's been that long, but I also can, because that's just how time works when you get older. A huge, huge, huge thanks to my dad. He took all these pictures and did all these videos, and he also was like my handler the entire time, which was immensely helpful. So yeah, a huge thanks there. Couldn't have done it without him. Because basically I was blind the entire time. At least in a crowd of people like that. Like, normally I would be able to see at least decently, but... So the weight of the head was, like, kind of crushing, and I had to take off my glasses because it literally created a bump on my face, because it was so intense. So I couldn't see on top of that. Like, I can't see without my glasses that well. So I was basically blind without him. So massive thanks. When I first entered the con, took pictures with people, which I will show here. And at one point there was this meetup of all these people also dressed up as FNAF characters. And I'm gonna show the videos. It was really amazing seeing like all these people who had the same interest. And I think definitely my favorite of those costumes had to be the person dressed as Ennard, which I don't know anything about them. I've never seen them before.
Yes, go ahead.
But they did a really, really amazing job. I mean, just the level of detail and everything. And it was also really nice seeing someone use animatronics tutorial to make Glitch Trap. We all love that iconic tutorial. It was really incredible to see just like the reaction of children. And they said, "Oh my gosh, it's Foxy!" And they ran up to me and hugged me. And in fact, there was this one kid who did just that. But I mean, she looked to be about like 6 years old, maybe, possibly younger, probably younger, because she was in a stroller, and she just ran up to me, and it's just really heartwarming. Especially because only about 5 years ago, a child would have been terrified of that. I mean, and just seeing the reaction of people when they saw it, "Oh my gosh, like, it's moving. Like, how is it moving? How are the eyes moving? Like, how is that, what? Like, how does that work? Like, what's going on?" I didn't think they'd even be surprised. I mean, in this day and age with all the AI stuff and the, so, what is Walmart have, like, defense spots or something? I don't remember. But I thought, people wouldn't be surprised, but they were quite shocked. And at one point there was this family, and they came up to me, and they the kids were not necessarily interested in my costume so much as me as a person, which was really special, and I just had never received attention like that. Um, in that way, like usually, like if someone wants to like learn more about me or like get more information, like they get my business card. But these kids not only wanted that, but they want to take a picture with me, like as a person, not like necessarily in costume, which I was just really shocked when that happened, and I was more than happy to oblige. Um, it was just really special. It's really special knowing that you can really turn a kid's day around, or you can make someone smile. You can create a distraction in a world of monotony and a world of ruts. And you can. That's why I really like doing these things where I go out in public, especially wearing something that's animatronic. It's just so amazing to see people's reaction when they're just like, oh my gosh, like, did that just happen? Like, look at this. Like, look, this thing is moving on its own. And I mean, it's just, it's priceless. It's precious. I love seeing those reactions. Though at one point I will say that when, going back to the FNAF group thing, there was a point where it was like an endless onslaught of people wanting to take pictures, and I couldn't take it anymore. Like I had to excuse myself because for one, I was getting hot. My fans kept dying on and off, and it was just kind of crazy. But it was definitely worth it. Every moment was worth it, and I wouldn't give the world for an experience like the one I had. Yeah. I think 6 months of work really paid off. And I was also really happy to have made a fixed Foxy costume because I just think that it's such a version of that character that while everyone acknowledges, they don't really give much thought to. And so I thought this was the perfect opportunity to do that, and it worked in my favor so well. There was even one point where there was this guy dressed as Jack Sparrow. Unfortunately, my dad was not there to take a picture, but he had an amazing costume. Like, it looked just like the real Jack Sparrow, and I was just really, like, because I didn't really see it, I couldn't see it first, so all I was using was my hearing at that point. And I was basically like, oh, I wonder who's next to me. Like, I can't see who's trying to take a picture with me because I can't see unless my dad tells me, or unless, I don't know. I took my head off, but I didn't want to do that, obviously. But he's like, oh, Foxy Loxy. Yeah, here's a pizza for me. And he had like an Australian accent or something, British, I don't know. And I just thought it was really cool. Because when I turned around, I realized, oh, that's Jack Sparrow. I had no idea. It's really a different world when you're in a costume. Like, you just can't really tell as much of things as you would otherwise. And one other thing, normally what I like to do when I wear a costume, especially like one that's an animatronic costume, is prank people by standing still and just like, yeah, just standing still. And the people, their reaction is that they think I'm a mannequin, or they think I'm like a prop or something. And then once they get too close, or once they're turned around, I jump out. And that's the whole gist, that's the gist of it. But for some reason, I don't know why I couldn't manage to do it this time. Either it's because Five Nights at Freddy's itself is so ingrained into pop culture that nobody's really afraid of it anymore. Like, I don't know. There was like one person who specifically mentioned that, oh, this was gonna help them get over their fear of like dolls or mannequins or moving things or whatever like that. But I just think that, like, I hope that that my ability to jump scare people does not go away, because it's really something when you scare people like that. Having that power is just incredible, but unfortunately this time it didn't work out for me. So there were a lot of failed attempts, or like when someone would just be like, oh, haha, like cool, but I already knew that, like, so unfortunately none of those on my montage list, but plenty of heartwarming interactions and lots of smiles and lots of laughs, and I'm just really grateful for all this that I experienced. So yeah, in any case, again, thank you all very much for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated and welcome on this channel. If you'd like to support my work or see more of what I do, you can donate or commission me or message me on Ko-fi, which is linked in my About page. But even if you don't, I still love you, man. Thank you. And that's about it. Yeah. Thank you. Bye.